we're doing the break-in on one of the 62s. So we just started this one up and we're running it for about 20 minutes and varying the RPMs to just help break in the cam. We have high zinc break-in oil in the engine. And the types of things we're looking for, first and foremost, any sort of leaks. We want to make sure there's no major oil leaks. We're also adding some coolant to the radiator just to try to purge out any air bubbles in any of the heater hoses or any of those hard to reach parts of the block. We're checking the oil pressure, making sure we have good oil pressure, which we do. And this is the first step before we take the vehicle out and drive it. So after we do this break-in, I'm going to tune the sniper to get everything adjusted nicely. Mainly, I want to get the idle air control valve between 2 and 10%. And after that, we do a full pre-test drive checklist once the vehicle is completed, and then I can take it out and drive it for the 500 miles. But this is a really exciting part of the project because that's when all the hard work finally comes to light. And hearing the vehicle start up for the first time is always exciting. And things that are important for the startup is you want to make sure that the ignition timing is correct, and you got to program the sniper with the cubic inches of the engine and the idle speed and stuff like that. That all has to be done ahead of time. But if all goes well, they start up nice and smooth. And maybe a little bit of adjustment on the timing with the timing light, but besides that, usually a very smooth and uneventful process. So after this one's broken in, we're just going to jump right to the next one and do the break-in on that. I think we're only a couple weeks away from getting these out on the road and test driving them. It'll certainly be fun for me to test drive two vehicles, tag team them one right after another. And the test driving is absolutely my favorite part of the process. The test driving is what I live for. I want to take these vehicles that we built out and drive them. And it's no coincidence that my test drive route is also one of the most scenic routes through Connecticut. So as we go through and put miles on it and make adjustments to things like the clutch and the parking brake and, just making sure there's no rattles or make sure everything works right. I'm enjoying that drive by going through the very scenic parts of Connecticut. So it's a little bit of a reward for me, and it's a great way to ensure that the customer gets a vehicle that has been driven for 500 miles, and all of the adjustments are made, and the engine is most importantly broken in, and the break-in oil is changed after that 500 miles. That way you don't have to, as a new customer, deal with proper break-in of the engine and deal with changing out the break-in oil. So take one more look at how smoothly this engine is running. What's the temp at? 162. Good. Okay, so the thermostat should open soon. We also want to check that. The thermostats, we actually boil the thermostats and check their opening temperature before we even put them in an engine, just as a sort of precaution. And we're also checking the voltage. So what's the voltage?
421.
Yeah, that's good, because with these AGM batteries, if that really big AGM battery isn't fully charged all the way before we start these, it can have a bad effect on the voltage regulator in the alternator. And we've had them fail before when the batteries were not fully charged. So we want to make sure that the alternator is putting out a good 14 volts. Did the thermostat open yet?
Yeah.
It dropped. So yeah, when the thermostat opens, you'll see the temperature drop too. So it let influx of coolant in. And that's what we want to check. That way we know that the vehicle's not going to overheat with a stuck thermostat, and also that the thermostat isn't stuck open and it's going to overcool or not reach 160, which is 160 degrees is the temperature where the Holley Sniper starts going into its learn mode. So if the engine isn't reaching 160 degrees, the Sniper won't go into its learn mode and won't be working properly. This one looks good. There's no leaks from the rear main seal, no leaks from the front seal, no coolant leaks, no exhaust leaks. I think we got a good one here. So on to the next. All right, so startup number 2. Wow, that was smooth. Okay, yeah, get the RPMs up.